Right, so the order of the day, we have
Right.
Anarian and Crucifer.
So Anarian's team is actually 1750, and he's got 80k of TV, 80k of cash to put in, and that transfers against Crucifer, who is 1860 TV, plus he has got 50k of bank, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's only got 11. Jesus Christ. Plus 50k of bank. So that gives us a difference of 110k. So Anarian has got 110k plus 80, so he's got 190k of inducements. Well, that to me is a wizard.
Gotta be, hasn't it?
Yeah. It is interestingly enough, 11-11. That's unusual. 8, 9, it is, yeah.
Drixo, good evening. Welcome to the show. You're just in time, old son. VGP, you think of anything beyond Wizard? It's got to be, has it?
Yeah.
Any other options?
Oh, for the Wood Elf inducements, yeah, definitely he's going to go for the Wizard. I mean, you got to play opportunistic, and you got to make sure that you can get the ball back, especially against Crucifer, who's probably going to just grind it out on you.
Yeah. Would I buy the question really is, what would you do with 50k for Crucifer? Would you buy a Goblin and give your opponent a Babe? Or would you do nothing and buy yourself a Babe? So I think I would do nothing and buy a Babe, because why give Anarian an extra KO roll recovery? I wouldn't want to do that. So I think.
Well, I believe the inducements are a little bit different, yeah. So when Crucifer buys something, it doesn't give Anarian anything.
Indeed, yes. So option 2 is don't do anything with your team sheet and then put the 50k in and buy yourself a Babe. So if I was Crucifer, I would get a Babe. But the other option is spend the 50k before the game and buy a Hobgoblin, which will increase your TV and therefore give Anarian more money. And because Anarian is on 190k before Crucifer puts his 50k in buying the Goblin, Crucifer would then be 230k over Anarian, and Anarian would then be able to get a Wizard and a Babe.
Oh well, you definitely just leave everything alone. You wouldn't touch any of the inducements. You wouldn't buy anything.
Completely agree. So I've just had Crucifer's team up on the display for a little while. He has got a couple of dangerous players, 2 Chorfs with block tackle, obviously, so that's what they start with. But then they've got Mighty Blow, Claw, which is largely going to be irrelevant here, but piling on. And one of the 2 is jump ups, it's quite mobile. And then he's also got a Mighty Blow tackle Bull Centaur. So he's got 3 pieces which are going to be quite dangerous. And then another 3, which is also, it doesn't come with piling on or anything, but offers a lot of punching power. So Anarian is probably not going to get anywhere near turn 16 with.
He's so dangerous. But as you can see there, one of the Hobgoblins took Sure Hands in response to Anarian taking Strip off of one of the War Dancers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of important to note there, because you had actually taken out his main ball carrier, and so he was forced to take the Sure Hands there. So kind of kudos to you there.
Yeah, we didn't do anything, but we did break out a ball carrier. So right, and this is Anarian's team. I'll leave this up for the next few minutes. What do you think here, VGP? What do you think to the Anarian team?
Well, he needs to do what he's been doing throughout the tournament, is just hope and pray that Nuffle gives him more opportunity, because how is he going to win this game? I don't know. The only thing I can say is that because you had taken out his ball carrier, he does have a shot now with his War Dancers in jumping in there, trying to get opportunistic, taking the ball away, and then be able to turn it back the other way. That's the only real chance he has, simply because of that fact.
Yeah, I agree.
Anarian's going to be trying to spread the play out if at all possible, and Crucifer's going to be working very hard to do the exact opposite. Whilst Crucifer's got the ball, I think you're going to see the Dwarves huddled up in a fairly compact blob.
Yeah. I mean, I think when you look at both of these sides, it's kind of like a huge difference in styles when you think about it, right? I mean, you have Crucifer, he's going to grind it out on you. He's going to play solid and strong. He's going to try to hit your guys, get your guys out, foul your guys also, and just really just make it to where he wins by pure strength alone. But Anarian, he comes in there, plays agility, he just dodges all about, gets opportunistic, and I mean, it's just a huge difference in styles. I mean, I don't even know who's going to take the victory here.
You famously on your summary shows have the predictometer. Have you even logged a prediction for this one?
Yes, I did pick Anarian to win simply because I cannot go against the magician. He pulls it out the hat every single time, and I just can't go against such wizardry.
Yeah, I think the other thing that we haven't touched on is Anarian's one-turn ability. That I think that could be a key thing, that Anarian's liable to get dominated for most of the match, but then pull one-turners out the hat.
Oh yeah, I mean that catcher right there, it's so dangerous. I mean, you better believe that Crucifer is probably eyeballing him right now. Like, okay, how can I take him out? And any chance he's probably going to get, he's going to blitz him down. He's probably going to foul him. Anything he can do to stop Anarian.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to call this. I mean, if I didn't know the coaches, and it was a standard Wood Elf player, then you think, well, surely Crucifer's team are just going to kill them all. But we've seen this before with Anarian, that he defeats the odds, so that tilts it right back again into even Stevens. Anything could happen.
He more than defeats. He absolutely defies the odds. I mean, it's just I just don't know how he does it. I don't know.
Witchcraft.
Absolutely. I mean, he sacrifices more than just sheeps and virgins and whatever have you to Nuffle.
That could be it. I tell you what, 100 years ago, they'd been burned at the stake for some of the shit he pulls off, really.
yeah, I know.
Well, Tector says, 2 niggles, that's bad. 2 niggles that's relatively healthy for an Anarian team. That's borderline clean bill of health. Normally, they turn up sort of limping and crawling to the pitch.
Right, I've just gone and put a predictometer of score, because that was a good idea. I hadn't considered putting the score in there. So I've thrown up some likely scores at the end, not meaning any disrespect to Crucifer. I've just put something a little bit amusing in there, because it could happen.
Oh yeah,
I just got to give a real quick shout out to my pal Hitman Zeus, coming to us live from Denmark. My favourite Viking, Zeus. How are you, son?
Oh dear, this is concerning that that's actually winning right now. Oh dear.
All of you guys are just voting because you just want to see Anarian win. It's just what it is, right? I mean, if Anarian wins, it'll be in such magnificent display. That's why everybody's voting for Anarian, because they just want to see something amazing. That's what it is. If Crucifer wins, they'll be like, oh, okay, great. He's just grinded it out and he's taken Anarian out of the pitch. He's already pitch cleared him, and then there's really nothing much to see here. But if Anarian wins, it's just so beautiful.
The extra voice you guys are hearing is VG Purist. We're welcoming him onto the show for the first time.
For any of you who've been living under a rock, VG Purist has long established himself as like match of the day for Blood Bowl. That after each of the playoffs, the last several seasons, Purist has whacked up a YouTube show where he looks in-depth analysis before the game, then plays the game with some pretty wild commentary. So do check out his channel.
Yes, thank you for that.
Well, you're welcome. And we are honoured to have you with us this evening.
Thanks for inviting me. Really a pleasure being in here. I mean, you guys also do a top-notch commentary as well. I really like AndyDavo's play. As I said before in one of my streams, I said that Andy's probably the most Blood Bowl, one of the best Blood Bowl senses in the game that I've seen. He just kind of knows exactly what to do at the right moments, and that's the difference right here when you look at your play and some of these other people's play. So kudos to you, man.
Oh, thanks very much. You're going to make me blush.
Don't tell him that. I've got to deal with him now.
Oh, dear. We can have that as a little clip. We can put it on Reddit.
This is going to be your new meme, isn't it? Oh, God. Insert name here. Thank you for the follow, and then it'll be, Andy is a wonderful blood. Shut up.
I think maybe we should have that actually instead of calling everyone Davo T.
Yeah, I know you'd like that.
Yeah.
See, it's already started. Nightmare.
It's just rolling around my head. What can we do there? This is Andy's new meme. Oh no. What's Shawnee link there?
Thanks for that subscription, Paul Dow.
That's very. I like that, Shawnee. It's very good. New ringtone incoming.
Oh dear. I don't know how you did that, but that's very good.
Do we actually know when this game is starting, by the way?
Anorian said, Anorian has actually just said it'll be less than 2 minutes. He's going off to make a cup of coffee and then it'll be live.
Right, okay.
So, right, we've had a prediction. Currently it was 17-8 in favour of Anorian winning. And score-wise, so we then flipped it onto a score. We've not had that many votes in actually, considering there's so many of you in the channel. Maybe you're all asleep.
Paste it, but hang on, let me paste it back in so folks can vote again.
We've only received maybe 20 votes in terms of score. The most common scoreline is a tie, and that is 3-1 Anarian and 6-2 Anarian. The second most common, second one after that was actually 2-1 Crucifer. So it's not done. Oh, Crucifer's now taking the lead in terms of score. We must have a different crowd in because pretty sure everyone said that Anarian was going to win previously.
That's the beauty of democracy, though, isn't it?
Fickle.
They've all come to their senses finally.
I think this game will be decided in one turn. There will be one turn that defines it, and that will be the turn that Anarian chooses to use the wizard. Whether or not he uses the wizard and gets the agility 5 catcher in to steal the ball and have off with it and make it a defensive score, or whether or not that fails. If that fails, it is huge advantage for me for Crucifer, and if it works, it depends on what turn it was, and whether Crucifer can scramble and recover.
Are you able to throw the live voting scores on the screen, Andy?
No, unfortunately not. I might be able to copy paste it, but I can't bot it. Try copy pasting it.
Oh, the crowd are going wild.
It's Mrs. Andy
was just showing up in the background.
Yeah. It's all right.
Keep it clean. Come on. Family show now.
She doesn't care. Although I might actually be able to request a cup of tea. Hang on a minute. Let's just press search, make sure Anarian hasn't actually gone live. No, he hasn't gone live just yet. Ev? Thanks very much.
I think you have a problem.
What? The mic might have picked up that, but we don't have a problem. It's fine.
What is the problem?
We were about to run out of tea, but it turns out we haven't. So it's fine.
Oh, goodness.
It does seem to be a problem to run out of tea.
Houston, we have a problem. Yeah, the problem was muted. You lot were not hearing what that problem was.
No.
Partly because I didn't know what she was going to say.
Everybody wants to know how's the glossing gone.
I don't know, actually. I'm going to go and have a quick look. Let's just press search, make sure Anarian hasn't gone live. He hasn't. Let's go and have a look. I wish I could take the webcam with me. What I need is I need a mobile webcam. Right, we need to set up a donations page. Mobile webcam, and I can...
Game's up. Game's
No.
up.
It's not yet.
I'm watching it.
No, you can't be watching it. Don't you start that shit.
Well, I am. I did search coach name Anarian.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, dear.
Just enough. Steady.
Oh dear. Hang on. Let's just rewind this right to the beginning. Which way round should we watch it from? I think we should watch it from whoever's attacking. Does that make sense?
That is a good question. We don't know the inducements, do we? From what I can tell, Anarian certainly has a wizard, and Crucifer does not.
Right,
That's the one thing I like about the beta for the not beta but the legendary edition. You can finally see what they get, like if they get Bloodweiser babes and things like that.
Yeah, it's a wizard. Missing, but it's a wizard. Right, so Anarian has got a wizard. You just can't see it on our stream, unfortunately, because you can tell he's got one because there's a box missing. I'm going to be right back. I just want to see how pregnant she is. No, I want to see what the glossing was like.
Dom Fluff, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the show, and apologies, Muir. She'll be gone in a sec. Sid the coach asks, what skill did Crucifer take on his Chorf? We know he took sure hands on Xenoglux, the Goblin. Regarding Chorf skill up, not sure.
Okay, I'm back.
I've just noticed, actually, I don't think we talked about this before, but one of the Chorf claw piling on abominations also has diving tackle.
Does it? No, it has jump up.
No, the Chorf number 6 Pulsatrix has Mighty Blade Guard diving tackle.
Oh yeah. Also note that the Chorfs are all split up in a line of 3 because Anarian's tree has got multi-block, so Crucifer is respecting the opponent here, which I like. I like that. It's good. Can I show if Anarian got another APO? He didn't. The inducements are Anarian has a wizard and Crucifer has a babe, I suspect.
Yeah, I don't see a spare goblin, so he must have gone for a babe.
Yeah, he must have gone for a babe. He had 50k.
Ganos, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, the difference was indeed 190k. Just for those of you just tuning in, so Anarian had 190k to spend, so obviously we'll have spent 150k on the wizard, and then had 40k where you can't do anything with, and Crucifer had 50k of petty cash to spend in his treasury, so we will have just bought a babe. Okay, high kick.
Cracking news for Anarian that he won the toss. I assume he won the toss because Crucifer wouldn't. Yeah,
he did indeed win the toss. Now it'll be interesting to see whether Anarian chooses to go and score in 2 turns, or whether or not.
Knowing Anarian's personality, he is about to go score it in 2.
That's like saying, be interested to see if the sun comes up in the morning.
Well,
he's definitely going to go score it. I know that.
I'm with VGP on this one all the way. He's certainly going to try, isn't he?
Oh, I'm just gonna lob this one out like as a little grenade. I could see Anarian not scoring in 2 turns here. I'm not saying that he won't have the threat of scoring in the 2nd turn. I'm saying that he might not.
I think you're wrong, but okay,
No,
thanks for the opinion.
I'm just merely offering it as a potential opinion, or as a potential option. I have watched a bit of an Orion now, so I'm aware that he will score every single fucking time he can, straight away.
Careful not to fall off that fence there, mate.
Yeah. -10. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'd expect an Orion will now be pouring through that gap he's made in the centre of the pitch.
The only issue with pouring through that gap is that the diving tackle Chaos Dwarf might be able to pin stuff, and what will happen is that we're going to see you're going to see it blitz. That makes sense. That you could see that one will get, if he puts two or three receivers in, one gets blitzed and piled on, one then gets diving tackled, and then there's only one viable receiver, and that gets flooded. Oh my!
All right.
Or that could happen.
All together now. Got one.
It turns out it's fine, but even so, now any normal sane coach here would stall a little bit, because the public enemy number one in terms of fucking up your offensive drive has now just been removed.
What a great blitz and death injury. Huge.
Wow.
Jimmy called it that an Orion would kill a dwarf on turn 1. I missed that when he said it, Jimmy, but I'm sure you said it. I'm surprised.
Wow.
I tell you, the psychological damage to the other 5 Chos must be enormous. They're all looking at each other going, well, I didn't think that was going to happen to you. No.
Yeah, they're the ones that are used to doing the killing.
Oh, hell yes. But right to use the Apo there, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, you definitely use it there.
Wow.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
So that was armor 11, casualty 11, injury 11, casualty 6. He really nailed that one. He just has to protect this catcher here, number 6, the agility 5 thing. That's got to be protected at all costs.
Yeah, if anything happens to that one turner, then this will be such a difficult game for Narian to pull off if he doesn't.
Not careful, he's going to run out of time. Foul?
Didn't expect that.
That's wow.
Wow.
Pulling a page from your book, Andy.
Yeah, but he hasn't got a bribe. Unless I missed the inducement.
He lives on the better side of the 30%, you know.
No bribe, just full on in your face. Yeah. Let's have you.
I can get behind it in as much as that. If he causes any red crosses now, it doesn't matter what the red cross is. The apothecary's gone for Crucifer, so he's then having to play uphill. And actually, would you swap a loner line elf? Let's say you get cause a casualty, you can get sent off. Would you swap a loner line elf for that chuff every single day of the week?
That is amazing. Yeah.
Yep. Fair shout.
And you could argue, you could do it the other way around. Would you swap a dirty player hobgoblin for most of the skilled elves? Yeah, you probably would. So you might actually see from both sides, although they've only got 11 each, you might see some fouling, some fairly liberal fouling almost.
Another thing I'd be interested to see is how much piling on Crucifer's willing to commit to. Because one of the issues with killer chuffs is that once they've piled on, they're basically stranded for a turn because they can stand up, take a step, and that's go for it territory. So, will he bother? My guess would be if it's the War Dancers or Aaron Swiftbane Subaru catcher, then yeah, he probably will.
I really like the positioning here by the Chaos Dwarves. Just making it to where, yeah, the elves are going to dodge away, but they're going to have to dodge through tackle zone. So, really great positioning.
Yeah.
This is a little like that funnel you created when you were playing against Crucifer last week, Andy.
Yeah. I think we're going to see the blitz. The blitz will come from number 3 Chuff into the War Dancer with strip ball. And then you can park the Sure Hands Hobgoblin the other side of the other War Dancer. Depending on how you perform all your actions. But that's what I would do. Okay.
Indeed it does.
And that's a casualty. I think Anarian will Apothecary. Ooh.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so he didn't get his player back.
That's a big miss right there. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And the pendulum swings back.
And I think, yeah, that Chuff will now run diagonally back here. And then the Sure Hands guy will stand in this square here. I think Anarian will just be annoyed that 2 things. 1, he didn't have to pile on to do that. And 2, that his Apothecary didn't work.
You can sympathise.
Yeah.
Duff Apothecaries is proper irritating.
Yeah, and I think this is the reason why he likes to just score. Just get the jitters out and just go up 1-0 and prove it on defense, as he's just so renowned for at this point.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. He can score straight away. He just moves the ball centre out of the way. We'll see the thrower. Surely not throw it. Why would you not hand that off?
Because
he's going to hand it off to the other guy.
Yeah, no. I suppose, yeah. Because you got the throw, you got the pass re-roll, and then you've got the handoff. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, the pass re-roll and then the catch re-roll.
Yeah.
Oh, it's tense.
Oh, saved by thick. Oh no, not saved by thick skull. 9 to you need mighty blow on the armour. And he walks it in.
Yeah, there you have it.
Okay. Trademark Anarian 2-turn touchdown.
There we go. 1-0.
Well, it's all,
What do you think of that?
it's all going pretty much as expected in that respect. I think the death and then up to the dwarf was the shocker.
Oh, Sage, thank you very much. If only those things were right.
Cheers, Sage.
Wonderful.
Does anyone know why that is a lie? Because it's clearly not 101. But what causes the thing just being completely inaccurate?
Not a clue. Even if you number crunch it, there's no obvious error that it's doing.
Yeah. Oh, just for a second, we could have hit 300 viewers. That would have been a thing. It wasn't, unfortunately. I did play Chong Pong Jong recently. Yeah, why?
We did.
Why is that relevant? Oh, thank you for the follow. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, we played you earlier.
Was it yesterday we played Chong Pong?
Yes, it was there. It was when everything was just going horribly wrong. 230. That is actually a viewer record. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We have actually broke our viewership record, which is fantastic.
Now remember what Fash said. Not allowed to talk about that.
You can talk about breaking a record. I'm sure everyone who's streaming. I'm not saying what the record is, but
Fash won't be happy. I'm just glad he's not here to see this.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Fash, if you.
Yeah, it's still nice.
It is. Oh, hello, Diog. I've seen you for a bit, mate. You all right?
If I hit 300 views, I'll get arrested. That could possibly happen. Yes.
Well, I think Zunkbot might explode. Can't handle that many.
He'll overheat. Well, I've only bought Zunkbot level 1.
You might get swatted.
Well, it's a risk. I mean, look what happened to the plasma orb.
It blew up. It couldn't cope. Week 2, it just went bang. Oh, we had a free cheer. Grindle, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Cheers, Grindle.
Did he cheer 101? He did. Oh, he cheered 1.
We'll take it.
Yeah, no, they all count. They all count.
They all count. They all add up, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes, we've got almost enough for pizza now.
Chicken and tuna.
No.
You brought it up. That's on you, that is. Right, I've flipped it around just for a second to look at Anarian's point of view. And just trying to establish what he's gone for. So he's put three shit elves on the line of scrimmage. Totally fine. And then by his setup, he's covering both the War Dancer and the Agility 5 catcher, but at the same time offering an awful lot of width by having 2 spaces in between each elf. So I like an Aryan setup. It's forcing the Chorfs to play wide because if you get a blitz, an Aryan can then flood into the space. That's good play.
Andy, pick up that link BZL's just listed there, mate. You want to keep that. That's really good.
What's he done there?
I also like. I hope you haven't just said this because I wasn't listening. I also like that he stood an Aryan stood the tree behind the 3 elves in the scrimmage to discourage any of these Chorfs following up.
Oh dear. No, indeed. Right, we have a quick snap.
Unless, of course, they all follow up and then we blitz the tree, which is also a thing.
Well, I think the Chorfs will be respectful of the tree and not want to glue themselves to it.
Look at that. And without the strip ball War Dancer, he's going to put the Bull Centaur right underneath. Hope for the catch there.
And hope for the catch, yeah. It is a 5+, but even so, I think I'd take it on. The only move that confused me there was he run the Dirty Player Hobgoblin up and to the right, which was away from the ball. We caught it.
Look at that.
Unbelievable.
That's a show off, though. That's showboating, though, isn't it?
This is what you kind of expect here when he didn't have that strip ball. He's going to crab it with the Bull Centaur. And, oh, man. It's going to be very difficult for Anarian to jump in there. Before, I was talking about how the ball carrier was kind of the weakest point for the Chaos Dwarves, but now it's kind of remedied since there's no strip ball in the pitch.
Yep.
The most viable way to get the ball off the bull is lightning bolt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's 2 dice uphill at best, which is, although Andy would probably say otherwise, very unlikely to work.
Yeah. Two dice uphill. Unless you've been watching a lot of my streams, in which case it happens every single fucking time, is actually 11%. Assuming you've got block.
So now the question is, when is he going to use the wizard?
Yeah. Need to bring that other Bull Centaur around into this square here. Provide some cover.
What do you guys think? When would be wizard time?
That's a good question, right? I mean,
it'll just be now. Like in terms of it'll just be a thing, and I'll just say then. Be interesting to see whether or not it happens.
it's kind of a coaching decision, isn't it? I mean, it's just, oh, do you feel like you want to fireball the line along with the ball carrier? Do you want a lightning bolt and get a better chance of getting to the ball? I mean, it's just kind of, at that point, it's just how the coach feels, and there's really no telling when.
I mean, what I'm thinking is that Anarian could do it now. Nip in with agility, catcher elf, lob the ball to War Dancer elf, and just run off with the ball. Not necessarily forwards.
Or someone else has pointed out in chat, a wizard arrives precisely when he means to.
See, and the wizard kind of on this drive, because the ball carrier is blodging strength 4, it's got to be a lightning bolt. From an Anarian point of view, you're going to want to use the wizard. You're going to want to hold on to the wizard. You don't really want to use it on at the beginning of the game, because if it fails, Crucifer can then just do the standard 2-1 grind. The only thing holding off the standard 2-1 grind is the wizard.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, it really changes up the other coach's play when you have the wizard in hand. So you don't want to just spend it straight away like this, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because this turn potentially could be the turn you could use it. But let's say you lightning bolt the ball carrier now. 3 squares in 6, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad because it goes just directly behind the Chorfs. 5 squares in 6, with the Bull Centaur not there and only Hobgoblins with no block, you can probably get it off him. But what you don't have is any viable means of then trying to make sure the ball's safe. So I don't think I would, but it is there.
In many ways, lightning bolts are like holidays that half the fun is planning them.
Yeah.
Well, what you can do is, of course, just plan 2 holidays and not bother going anywhere.
Yeah. Jimmy's saying the catcher's a bit far out. I agree. The catcher is a little bit far away.
Yeah, he is, and so if he did nip in to retrieve the ball, he couldn't get very much further than where the ball currently is, and that would really hang him out to dry for some dwarvish retribution.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes, I think we've now reached a conclusion that Anarian will faff about for a bit and delay using the wizard as long as possible. Yes, it sounds reasonable.
Yeah, the one thing I always notice about Anarian's play is that he just doesn't throw his elves to the wind, although he does. It's always a calculated type of attack. It never is going in with the aggression if he doesn't need to, or if it's not necessarily there.
No, Dio, no, not that. Half the fun of a holiday is planning it. So to have the full fun of a holiday, you need to plan 2, if you see what I mean. Just to be clear on that, I understand your confusion.
Just turn the skills off for a second because there's so many on the Chorfs. The value target here this turn surely is just to blitz the dirty player Hobgoblin.
Well, there's also the factor of can you blitz and then safely get away?
Yeah.
Chicken out again. Oh, got one.
Oh yes, there we go. I want to know if that. Oh, he could have blitzed the Chorf that turn and got that. Roll 10-9.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Cheers, Lucas. VGP, you're getting invitations in the chat. So can you do the Batman impression?
Sorry, that was 2 seasons ago. That's, if you want to hear it, you'll have to go to Jimmy's channel and hit !VG or Batman. He's the one who pretty much made the meme a thing. You know you've made it when you're on Jimmy's streaming. he's got your voice in there. So.
Well, you're all about the Marvel universe these days, aren't you? Anyway.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, he's fouling again.
Well, for me, I don't get new Batman. He's not as good. I like Bale. Bale was my Batman for me.
Oh yeah. Who's it now? It's Ben Affleck, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me at all.
Yeah.
I didn't like that Superman Batman film. That was poor.
They just smashed each other through lots of buildings, didn't they? It was terrible.
Keaton, come on, Jimmy, come on.
Jimmy, I would have thought you were a Clooney man myself, but there you go. You never know anybody really until you know who their favourite.
They did augment his package, didn't they?
Did they really? Dear.
They
Give him an extra.
They really did.
Clooney had the bat nipples. That's right.
Give him an extra strong utility belt. I assume that's what you mean.
Anyway, there's a final going on. I suppose.
Yeah.
I better stop normally doing rambling, and we better focus on that, I suppose.
Well, thank you very much.
So, who's the happier coach so far?
I think if you actually talk to both coaches, I think they're probably both relatively pleased with this in terms of it's going according to plan. If you'd have said to Crucifer, you're going to be 1-0 down, but it's going to be turn 2, and you'll have taken out a Wood Elf. Thumbs up there. And if you'd have said to an Orion, you'd be 1-0 up, and you've only lost a Wood Elf. Thumbs up there. Agree, VGP?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Besides the loss of the strip ball, I mean, but still, you're expected to have some losses, and so yeah, I think if you talk to both coaches, they'd both be telling you, yeah, it's about how I planned it, you know.
Yeah.
Do you get the impression that Nasasio, the chuff there, has just gone to be sacrificed at the tree?
Quite possibly, actually.
He's just pinning the tree, basically. He doesn't look very keen, does he?
He's certainly not brought an axe with him, which is a massive mistake.
He's all kind of, well, I've got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody has to do it. Might as well be him.
What I'm a bit concerned about from a Chaos Dwarf point of view here is that currently, although we haven't finished the turn, it's fairly trivial to just actually get a load of blocks in here and knock over the Chorfs. And the last thing that Movement 4 players want to be is on their arse.
Yeah, definitely, because, you know, in that game that you had played against that Dwarven team, you kind of showed how much they hate being on their arse like that, and you can really take advantage, and this might be an opportunity here.
Yeah. I can really see an Orion, and he did this against the Undead in the semi-final. The Undead based him a little bit, and actually an Orion went, all right, that's fine, I'm just going to take all their blocks that are available. And Shattered Ice, I think it was in the first half, struggled to gain ground initially because of that.
Well, the Chorfs are going to have a pre-programmed muscle memory that we've got lots of guard, and therefore, you know, we'll base up opponents every day of the week. But you're absolutely right. The way it's set up at the second, an Orion can instigate a string of blocks and certainly get, well, 3. Without too much trouble.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right? I mean, as the Chaos Dwarves, you really want to get the hits on. So, you know, the Wood Elves aren't going to base you, so you got to go base them. But that does open yourself up to getting hit. But you do have the armor value 9, unlike the Undead where they had armor value 8. Not everybody would tackle, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, you tell that to Asio the Chorf whose heart stops just a few minutes ago.
He got APO'd. He's fine now, guys.
Oh, I'm just going to call this out. Shattered Ice is actually correct. Sorry, my memory was slightly off. It was an Orion basing the shit out of Shattered Ice. So,
oh, was it? Right.
Yeah. So, apologies there, Shattered Ice.
I guess an Orion felt a little bit more daring during the Undead game.
Yeah.
Now this is a problem for him because if he grabs the the Nasasio, the Chorf there, north or south, he's still basing up the elf, so that's really the only square he could have put him in.
Yep.
Because he doesn't want to push him away and let him off the hook.
No, and that's another reason why you get grab, guys. Get grab for your tree.
It's almost the first skill. Guard, maybe?
Guard
and grab.
Yeah, guard grab on a wood elf team. Guard and grab they're fairly. They could be. You choose either. They're both very strong, very very strong.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where like a lot of newer players, they don't immediately see the advantages of grab, and it's so good for the tree.
Yeah, I don't like how Anarian's ended up with all these three elves in a line, because clearly what's going to happen here is the Chorfs are going to be able to stand up and just go guard, 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 and he's going to force Anarian to have to roll dodges. With Anarian, oh, go on.
I agree, but I think it's a byproduct of trying the blocking.
Yeah,
it's because he went for the let's knock some dwarves over that ended up like that. Oh,
he tripped.
Okay, well the two remaining expensive elves are largely out of range of killer Chorfs, unless one of them fancies a double go for it.
Gosh, he's laying down like, please foul me. Just terrible.
Thing is, though, Crucifer will be looking at the clock thinking, can I really send a couple of folks back to do a meaningful foul when really we need to be heading in the other direction? I think he'll get away with it. I think Crucifer will ignore him.
Yeah, I think he'll ignore it too.
I don't know. I've seen Crucifer play, and I don't know.
Do you think he'd go out of his way like that? Because it's the wrong direction. And one of the things in the Wood Elves' favour is the pace factor. The Chorfs are so horribly, horribly slow.
Well, you have to consider, right? Who else is he going to knock down, right? To foul? All the more important key pieces are all back to the left there. So that right there is also a good piece to foul. I mean, how can he pass it up?
It's a fair point. If he's going to foul at all, I think it's going to be one of these three in a row. And I mean, they're in a whole world of trouble now.
I mean, even if it's a one-man foul, you may think about doing it.
Okay, so I'm going to see the ball into this square here to make a V shape. Bless you, thank you very much. Ow, hot. Thank you. And as if by magic, that's where the ball goes.
Chelsea Zola, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the show. Yeah, I think Jimmy might have a point. Could be Wizard, could be.
Yeah, it could be, but again, the catcher is a million miles away, as is the War Dancer. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but there's a line elf just 2 squares northeast of the ball at the minute.
Yeah.
Presumably the other bull's going to come across and stand northeast of the ball.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That'll go there. And then all you do, the last action is to dodge the last remaining Chorf away from the tree. Because if you don't make it, well, the following turn you get to stand up and be useful. But if you make it, that tree is then guarding nothing. I don't think you'll see a blitz this turn. I don't. Positionally, it doesn't make sense to do one. What the most important player this turn on the Chorf drive is this one here, the diving tackle guy, because he's pinning 2 elves.
Yeah, just as you pointed out, he's going to base them up and make the 3 elves pay in the front. Well, actually 2, but.
Wow.
There will be a blitz this turn.
That was the blitz.
Oh, it's gonna be another value break.
Right, what? The wizard can stand down. That's definitely not going to be a thing.
Yeah, that pretty much X's that whole notion out.
Yeah.
Well, that was risky, but worth it.
Yeah, it was a 4+. It literally was flip a coin. The upside was massive. The downside was negligible. Oh dear, his blocks aren't very good.
See, I'm there thinking that the middle elf line there was going to be dodging away, but no.
No, Anarian's got other
Combat
ideas.
elf. Oh,
Well, he's going to chain push. Oh, that's so unlucky. That's
He's
so
thinking
unlucky.
about
So
it.
what he was looking to do was push one dwarf into the other, and then he can fight. Oh, so unlucky.
Oh, he really thought long and hard about re-rolling that, but then
Yeah.
just thought the better of it.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, Crucifer's still got the all 3 rerolls in the bag, which is.
oh Jesus! Anarian's block dice are shit. It's really bad.
As I've always said, you can't look at the dice too much, but you just gotta assume that it's gonna be a push, and if you knock him down, for the better. But it's just, yeah, it's been pretty crap.
Yeah, that was some bad block dice. But I love the way that Anarian adapted his strategy on the fly to correct the bad block dice that he had to suffer there.
Yeah, wonderfully done.
See, Crucifer will be delighted now that the ball and the cage are all pretty much unrestricted to go full speed south or north as you look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's turn 5 for the dwarves now. That's turn 6 in everyone else's book because the dwarves are so fucking slow. You've just got to charge everything forward, haven't you?
Well, he can.
Much.
Yeah. And I would blitz with the mighty blow ball. I would be taking the one block. Oh, he's going to go this way. Okay.
Well, he's not through yet. It appears.
Arian will be holding. He'll be clenching. Here comes the clench, and he's fucked.
Oh no!
Oh.
There we go. That's the
Okay.
thrower.
That one did have a niggle, so that's not unlikely.
Well, we threw 6 turns and only loss of 2 elves, so I guess still not a. I mean, still both sides are still saying, yeah, this is going good for me.
Yeah. And he's targeting the niggles, yes, quite right. And I think everyone would be targeting the niggles here.
But you have to, didn't you?
Yeah. And the niggle did actually cause the casualty as well. He rolled an 8, 9 with mighty blow, and 10 with the niggle.
Jericho Peppers, yep, that's right. The wizard is still in the chamber. What the hell am I saying there? That's a terrible analogy.
Wizard's still in the bag.
I haven't used it yet. That's what I meant.
The wizard is still available.
I can see from Andy's screen that the wizard is kind of bugged out and it's not shown, but it is there.
Yeah.
Thing is, from Anarian's point of view, to use the wizard, he ideally wants Supercatcher and the War Dancer roughly in the vicinity of the ball so that you can nip in, get the ball, get it out, and survive. Whilst they're this far away, as we've seen in the previous turns, it's not ideal for him to use it. Farron asks, "What are you eating, Andy?"
The co-op, which is I think it's an English thing, make these.
Here we go.
Sorry,
Here's the wizard.
The co-op make these.
That bounce couldn't really have been any worse, could it?
That was a bad bounce, really bad. He's gonna have to blitz one of those guys, probably the Hobgobbo, and hope for the best.
The crowd held their breath.
Actually, the Chorf blocker was probably the better way to go. Yeah, because he doesn't have to tackle.
Yeah, this is good.
So the pickup with the catcher is on a 2.
Will be a 2+ pickup with the catcher. Yeah. So it's a really solid opportunity for the Wood Elves.
Now, often in this sort of matchup, the Wood Elves might be tempted to just punt the ball down the pitch and make the Chorfs go and chase it. But Crucifer has got his agility.
Wow.
Bull.
That beautiful push combination that does open it up there in the center. I'm sorry, Zunk, but wow, this is
that was big. Thank you for jumping in there because that was
that's a big move because now he picks it up on a 2+. He's still got 2 more go for rolls. He should just be throwing a 2+ pass right directly to the catcher. Beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Tree! Get the tree out of the way.
Tremendous. And he sees the opportunity. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Anarian.
I've got the bull centaur selected.
Does it again. I mean, how good is that catcher?
That lineman doesn't even need to stand there because none of the opposing team can get close.
Yeah, I think at this point he's just going in automation just to shield his guys somehow, some way. But yeah, he didn't need that.
All right, we shouldn't be too shocked, though. I mean, Wood Elves with an agility catcher and a wizard, good chance you're going to steal and counter score. Mm-hmm. So this probably won't be a surprise to Crucifer. He's just thinking, I've got to kill Elves lickety split and turn him over twice in the second half and go to overtime.
Right.
Yeah. And you got to remember too, he's got the ball in the second half, so he can make it 2-1. Get the ball back and then make it 2-2. It's not that difficult.
Hang on. How about this as a call? I'm going to call this that it's not over yet. I think we might actually see 3-2 to Crucifer. Because Anarian's going to... This is how this is going to play out. Anarian's going to score next turn. So Crucifer gets 2 turns to score. He's got 3 rerolls, so he can really push. There's no wizard now. There's no strip ball. So you put the ball on a bull centaur. Bull centaur could score in 2 turns. That is a thing. That could be there. He's going to get to smash the agility 5 catcher in the face, and he's going to re-roll that. That's going to definitely get re-rolled.
Yes, too.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
1 and 216. 1 and 216, and Anarian just escapes there with the +1 in agility, man. And he's gonna keep him.
I dropped my shortbread in my tea then. That was that exciting. Wow.
Wow, that is tremendously huge because he would have hit him. He would have followed up and definitely gotten the foul or something at least on him. Oh man.
Wow. If I'm Anarian here, I score because there's nothing you can do that's safe. Because a double, I wouldn't even make that dodge. A 1-1 screws you. You're taunting Nuffle when you've just seen a 1 in 216 flop up.
But at the same time, Anarian he's going with his game plan, right? Chaos Dwarves don't have a bench themselves, so if he does somehow manages to get the hits off, as you see there, then it does make it to where even if he's down a couple of Wood Elves, it doesn't matter because so is the Chaos Dwarves, and so this actually works out. He's taking the chance here, but this is what you gotta do at the higher level play, right? I mean, you gotta take these chances, otherwise you could end up in the dust. And if he doesn't get these hits on and he doesn't get the injuries, then he's for sure gonna lose the game straight out. I mean, even if he scores right there, which he will. But Chaos Dwarves, with being up in the numbers advantage, should be able to come back and climb back. Wow.
Unbelievable, Jeff. Oh, God, and KO Goblin does not wake up.
That's 9 plays 9 then, I think.
Exactly.
My maths says 9 plays 9. Zanarian gets his KO back. Excuse me.
I think it's speculation that we'll see a Bull Centaur try and pile towards 2-1 at half time here.
Yeah.
Crucifer really would benefit from putting their score on the board now.
He needs to. Well, he doesn't need to, but yeah, he definitely really wants to score it at this point.
Well, if Crucifer somehow scores in 2 turns, he can then spend 8 turns hunting down that super catcher from Anarian. And if he takes the super catcher out and takes a few elves with him, even if Anarian receives, you might fancy yourself. So it's not done. It's not. And maybe that's my eternal optimism shining through. But this is not done.
No, yeah, for sure. I've seen dwarves come back 2-0 in the round of 14 and come back to win the game. So it's definitely not over, but it is definitely on Anarian's Wood Elf side for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. A blitz here would kill the game. I agree, Sheffield Steel. That would make... It depends a little bit where the ball goes, but yeah, a blitz would be very painful here. Titus, yeah, you'd be talking about turn 16, 1-turn touchdown, because Anarian received it the first at this half, so we've got Crucifer 7, Anarian's 8, and then the Chorf 8. Changing weather, nice. So, what happens to the ball? Oh, a touchback.
Oh, that's bad.
That's very bad from an Anarian perspective. Very good from a Chorf perspective.
Now he just gives it straight away to the Bull Centaur. I mean, he's going to run.
And you can semi-potato this. You only actually need to gain, look at that, 4 squares. You're better off gaining a lot of squares, but...
Oh, wouldn't he love to get a strip ball War Dancer back right now? I mean...
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't get the knockdown. 75% chance on that to hit a niggled Armor 7 player with the Claw Mighty Blow piling on. Alright, Claw doesn't relevantly matter, but still. Alright, Mighty Blow piling on.
Keeps it interesting, this, doesn't it?
It does,
keeps it interesting.
It's going to make for a cracking YouTube upload, which if anyone wants to watch, the link's just below. And we're only about 4 people away from making 100 subscribers, so that'd be lovely.
100 subscribers, imagine that, eh?
Wow. That would be lovely.
Now that wasn't ideal.
No, I think I would have blocked the Chorf blocker here and pushed it 2 squares right of the tree, and then you could have blitzed with a Chorf into the dodge wrestle guy. Oh, thank you very much for the follow on YouTube. Thank you. We're picking up around about 100 views a day on YouTube at the minute, which is very good. Considering we were getting like a roll, it's very good.
Well, not even you watched them.
Yeah, both people who were watching on YouTube knew each other. Now, at least there's a few people who are not sure about who they are. Oh, there's another one. Thank you very much.
Now interesting. Oh, not only is he casualty, but we've got diving tackle Chorf next to War Dancer.
Yeah.
It's a nice move by Crucifer there.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
With the other Bull Centaur, Megascops, who doesn't have the ball, having guard, it's pretty viable for Crucifer to just trot forward and then park the other one
in front,
directly in front of him, or well, to the east of him, I guess. It'd make it very hard for an to get 2 dice on the ball.
Yep. This promoting YouTube looks brilliant. Thank you very much, everyone who's just followed on YouTube. That probably has actually broke the 100 subscriber limit, which barrier.
Narayan will find a way. I'm sure of it.
Well, now he's only going to be able to cover the front end of the cage, because I think this chuff, yeah, it's too far away. What potentially is available is Catcher comes around and just dodges through. This loner line elf might be able to get round. We haven't seen what's quite finished yet, and he might actually be able to get 2 dice on the ball, depending on where he puts everything. And you can quite accurately just dodge away, leap away from diving tackle.
The escorts are in, and there is the defense going to come up for the Wood Elf team. He's going to have to. I think the logical thing is just to put a screen up in front and just make him prove it.
Yeah, I agree.
He's going to make the other go for it. Straight forward a square, or diagonally, doesn't matter which. The safe play here is as you two are calling out the. Just put the screen up. Yeah, you could leap diagonally over the chorf and then come around the back, but that, as people are calling out, is already you're leaping out of the frying pan into the fire. Do you open this turn with the tree block? Push away both of the nasty chorfs.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you just gotta assume that the touchdown's there and just go for some injuries at this point.
Yeah. That's something else actually I'm going to call out, because this stream is all about just trying to promote Blood Bowl and anyone who streams it and whatever. If there's anyone who wants to host this channel for the remainder and then basically advertise their own channel at the same time, more than welcome to do so. If anyone's got anything that's Blood Bowl related they want to call out, feel free. Drop it in the chat.
Is he going to blitz the ball here, do you think, or just try and stand in the way?
I think he's going to try and stand in the way.
Yeah, it's shaping up that Megascops is going to be the victim.
He's going to blitz the Bull Centaur, paving the way at the moment, and then just would make him prove it, as I said.
Uh-oh.
Does he miss the diving tackle there?
Oh, he did. He missed it. He got it. It's 4+ on that.
Yeah.
And he got 4. Oh, he's going to go touch up the ball carrier.
Okay.
Love it.
He's gone full Anarian.
He has gone full Anarian.
He's gone full Anarian. It's actually a thing. That is a thing. Full Anarian.
He's going to just space up whoever he feels like it.
Yeah, if anyone wants to advertise anything in the stream that's Blood Bowl related, here is your carte blanche opportunity to do so. Hosts are welcome and they will show up in the chat. And you can give a shout out to anything you like. Surely the multi-block from the tree here.
And just a quick shout out for myself, if you don't mind. Just VG Purist. I've been doing Blood Bowl cast for quite a number of years actually now. So if you guys also please check out my channel, VG Purist.
Stick a link in the chat if you like.
Yeah. Just drop a link. Honestly, I'm not shitting you. Feel free.
Oh, okay.
This is serious. I know a lot of streamers were like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. But we don't do this as a job, so.
Don't do anything as a job.
Yes, some of us don't work at all. Oh dear. Poor Zunk. Oh dear.
Well, one has private means to some extent, you know.
Indeed. Savarok, thank you very much. See, free shout out, Savarok.
Cheers, Savarok.
There we go. And the reason I'm doing this is because I suspect that there'll be a lot of coaches in the chat right now who are only players who play Blood Bowl. But equally, there'll be some coaches who play Blood Bowl and do other stuff. And so this is a good way of gluing those people who flip between this and that. If there's more content for them to go at, there's more chance of them staying and watching Blood Bowl. So that's my reasoning behind that.
Well, it's a virtuous circle, though, isn't it? That if channels mutually promote each other, then more folks will generally watch it, and everyone's a winner, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Igor asks, so this is Zunk's job then? No, Zunk's job is looking for a job, unfortunately.
Zunk's got a job. Right. What can he possibly score with? He can only score with the ball centaur that's carrying the ball. That is the only scoring threat. So, VG Purist, I'm going to shout this one out to you. What would you do here?
Well, I think the easiest thing to do now is just pray to Nuffle and hope for the best. This is turn 8. He needs to get that darn stupid War Dancer out of the way of the bull centaur, and just dance. I mean, that's the only thing he can do. I mean, unfortunately for him, there's no real easy way to do this. He's just going to have to perhaps blitz the guy in front of him out the way and then just go around the right, I guess.
Yeah.
There's no handoff to anyone that he can give to, and there's no real outs other than the ball carrier himself, and that's it. So he's going to have to make a whole bunch of 5+ dodges through a whole bunch of tackle zones.
Another elf bites the dust, though.
Yeah, we are now down 4 elves. It's making the second half a lot easier if
But 7 elves is still enough for an Aryan to make it 3 touchdowns. So,
indeed.
So we're going to see 3 dice from the bull centaur on the floor.
Oh, that's not going to produce anything. He's going to have to reroll that.
Yeah, he's got to.
yeah, sidestep. Well, got him.
There you go. He's got it. So now he doesn't have the reroll for, well, I guess he's got the dodge anyways.
It's 5+. Sorry, it's a 3+ dodge with break tackle.
3+ and then a 5+.
And then a
4+.
4+, yeah. 3+, 5+, 4+.
I can't even fathom the odds at this point. Oh, and he's got it!
Wow.
Oh, wow. 5+, 4+ without a team reroll is 16%.
Well, it doesn't show the break tackle, so it's still a 3+ and then the 5+, 4+. But he's got everything. Too easy.
Just bringing up the dice. Just bringing up the dice log there. That was 5+ dodge, in which you rolled a 6. 5+ dodge, in which you rolled a 6.
Yeah, but it doesn't show the
4+.
break tackle, so it was a 3+ to begin, and then a 5+.
Well, we rolled 6, 6, 4, 3, 5, and that was for
but actually
3 dodges and 2
it'll roll the strength. It'll roll the. They'll do it without the break tackle first. So since he rolled a 6, he still had the break tackle for the second and third. Yeah.
Wow.
The chat are just saying that you two are marginally ahead, by the way. And so what we heard was we heard it happen and then we saw it. Oh dear.
Sorry, folks. We're used to it being broadly in sync.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know why it's slightly out of sync. I think you two are just marginally ahead, which is a shame.
That's weird because you guys are over there, and usually I'm the one that's behind since I'm in the U.S.
Yeah. It depends which way around the signals travel around the world, I suppose, because Christopher is Russian, isn't he? So it's meeting somewhere in the middle. Maybe it's travelling past America to get through to Europe. Just totally inefficient cyanide coding.
Yeah, but then Zunk's, he's over in England there.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Oh dear. So 2-1 at the half. My personal prediction for this game was it going to be 2-1 at full time. Crucifer here has got to be the happier of the two.
Oh, he's definitely got a tremendous chance to take this one. I mean, sure, he's going to have to grind it out and then maybe wait out the one-turn touchdown. He needs to somehow hurt that Wood Elf. But as long as he draws breath, he has a possibility to win it. And I mean, Anarian has a chance to win it because that one-turn touchdown could end everything in the 16th round.
Yep.
Just having a look where the stand firm shorts are.
I think he's going to go after the tree this turn. Although my personal preference would be to... Anarian, for me, has put the super catcher one square too far forwards. Because you can put a guard guy between the on one side, between the tree and the super catcher, and then hit it on the other side. So that catcher is available. You can punch it in the face.
Oh, what Squirrel Dude linked?
What's that? What have you linked? Good evening, Sarah Mole. You are missing an absolute cracking game, by the way. If you want to host, by the way, you get another free shout out.
I still can't call this. Anything can happen.
He's not going to produce anything.
From
He's gonna
here.
reroll that.
Yeah, he's got to.
Yeah. I think as every elf gets cropped, it edges towards Crucifer. But if the elves held up a little longer, Anarian's still got the wherewithal to have off with the ball.
That is true, but he has won with 4 elves before, so...
That he has.
Any other man, it'd be like, oh, he's down, he's only down to 3. He's lost it, but not this man.
One grade, what is this? This is the final. The tree's been...
Pile on that.
He's going to pile on, but what happens to the tree? The tree is fine. No chainsaws this evening.
Notice how me and VGP didn't say anything there. Suspense intact.
I wonder if you two just press pause for 5 seconds or so and then unpause it, you'd probably fix it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, maybe not even 5 seconds, just a couple of seconds.
Okay, I paused it up, so...
Okay, this is a big pickup. A fail of 1 in 9 here. Well, it doesn't determine the final. If the ball is then to bobble forwards, it's a big fail. Finals for which league? Crunky being serious? Is he being serious? I don't know. This is the season 7 playoff final. So we had the last 16. We've got down to the last 2. And we are now watching for €500, ladies and gentlemen, 2 of the best coaches at Blood Bowl in last season's Champ Ladder playing off against one another.
Yes, and that is all brought to you by Focus Home Entertainment and Cyanide Studios.
Absolutely. Oh dear. What is my favourite sandwich? Wow, that's a random question.
Oh, don't. There'll be some abomination or crime against cuisine that you'll have in the recipe book.
Ev, what's my favourite sandwich? It's chicken and tuna sandwich, actually, with cheese and brown red and ketchup.
It's a chicken and tuna. You never had that. That's pizza.
Dead frog and rat droppings, something like that.
Oh dear, I don't know. Oh, good evening, Naren. We are going to request that yourself and Crucifer, if you'd like to, just to pop into the stream at the end, so we can gather the final thoughts from the 2 people who've played this and made this such an entertaining game.
We're enjoying it so far, Naren.
We've had what, 3 moments of wow already? We had the triple skulls. We've had the turn where the ball was stolen and scored on, and we've had the break tackle. Have I ever had an altercation with a postman? My old housemate was a postman, so yeah, regularly.
+1 in agility, bull centaur. He should be banned.
It's not right, is it?
Who puts up the prize money? Yeah, Cyanide. Every season, Cyanide put up about €1,000 total. And so the format is you play in Champ Ladder for around about 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the season length. The top race, the top position for each race, then go into a last 16. So you can finish 43rd on the board, but if you were the top human top human player, you would get to the last 16. The last 16 then play off, and once you get down to the semi-final stage, you then win €100 if you get through to the semi-final, and you win either 3 or €500 if you get through to the final.
That is correct. So just for information for all you guys who may have missed it, there's no official announcement yet, but we should be spreading out the tournament to 32 teams for whenever the next Champions Cup plays. And then we will have the top race, as Andy had described just then, but we'll also take the top 8 wildcard spots for the second race. So we're not going to have like 3 Chaos Dwarves or things like that, or 3 Wood Elves. It's just going to be the number 2 Wood Elves, and then the number 2 whatever else happens to be the best race afterwards.
Oh wow, that's really good. I like that. That's really, really good.
Just have a look what Anarian's doing here.
Steve, so they've all the 4 coaches who got through to the semi-final. So there's myself and Shattered Ice. We've made €100, and then these 2 coaches have already made €100 by just being here, and they are now playing for first place is €500 total, and second place is €300 total. So whoever loses is guaranteed another €200, and whoever wins is guaranteed another €400. But they knew that at the moment they got through to the semi-final, they'd made 100. VGP, what do you think to the positioning from the elves here?
I think at this point, Anarian is just going to do Anarian things. So he's just going to try to keep the Chaos Dwarves out of balance. This is the best time to attack before the Chaos Dwarves are able to get his cage up. Because if he does, then as you said before, Chaos Dwarves just grinds it out, does the 2-1 grind and gets the victory. So Anarian needs to get the Chaos Dwarves a little bit off balance. As you can see there, he bases up the dirty player Hobgobbo and doesn't risk too big of an injury, but still. I mean, yeah, he's just playing aggressive but smart. I mean, he's not sacrificing all the elves to nothingness. He's just kind of keeping his guys close.
Yeah, I think Anarian's trying to split the ball up from the 5 chuffs, divide them.
Yeah, and that's actually a good idea, because the best thing about the Dwarven team are their synergy that they have with their Chaos Dwarf blockers, as well as the Dwarven Longbeards. I mean, they share the same similarities there. But you cut them off from each other, and then what are they? Nothing, really.
Well, you can see that the elves are starting to whisper to their chuffs, sort of like, "Hey, have you seen him? He's been seeing all of your wife, hasn't he?" The dwarves are becoming divided.
What's wrong with my haircut? Sorry, of all the things that have just been said in that chat, what's wrong with my haircut? I might not be the most fashionable thing in the person in the world. What's wrong with my haircut? I liked what Elbocho said about the position. Yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute. What's wrong with my haircut? Oh dear. You can...
it is. It's these headsets, right? I mean, like, we have to wear these headsets.
Yeah.
Does nothing for the hair if we kind of gel it up and mousse it,
Yeah, normally I have like spiky hair, but I can't do that. Absolutely. I do like how Anarian has effectively split the Chorfs in half. So 5 of the little Chorf blockers are on one side, and everyone else is on the other. If Anarian's going to do anything, he needs to keep the Chorfs split. So that's really good. Really, really good. Lego hair. Okay, now.
You're getting a lot of sticking.
Apparently, I've got Lego hair.
Well, I don't have any trick with hair.
When you play with any pants on, you'll have to tune in more often and find out. You could rephrase that question. Did I? Maybe. But no, I always get dressed now. Now, yeah. Mrs. Davo in the background. Now? Yes, now. Is this a little risky from Crucifer here? In fact, Zunk, you're the strength coach here. What do you think to the Chorf positioning? Because I've got my opinions, but what do you think?
I think Crucifer was seriously hoping to bring down the remaining War Dancer, and that hasn't worked. What Crucifer does still have in his favour is that although the War Dancer can go and bother the ball, he's not going to get a lot of help. So I think he'll be okay, to be honest.
You say that, but
well, an arena would need 3 elves adjacent to the ball to get 2 dice on it.
You can get 1 dice on it almost without any effort at all. The catcher, which is movement agility 5, 2+ dodge through a tackle zone. Yeah, right, it's got tackle, but it's still there. He's going to go it. He's.
Ooh.
This is an art.
Oh no! Stop it.
Right.
Stop it
Well,
up.
I'm just going to pause this just for a second. I'll call out why the 3 of us have groaned, because people might not have seen what he's going to do there. But this catcher here goes and stands in either of these 2 squares, doesn't massively matter, behind the ball centaur. The agility 5 catcher can then come all the way through here and go and stand in front of the ball centaur, and the war dancer can then leap out and blitz on 2 dice into the bull centaur. So that was a 2 dice strike on the ball, which Crucifer had left.
I
We'll catch up.
Clocked that the catcher's just fallen over and got sprint.
Yeah.
I'd neglected to see that. So of course that was the missing piece of the puzzle.
Yep.
Almost got it.
He did. And he rolled 1 something else 1. It's kind of why catchers on a Wood Elf team typically pick up sure feet as one of their early skills. Not first, but early. Block, sidestep, sure feet, fend, all very good skills.
Yeah, as you can see there, he chose the fend, so perhaps the sure feet would have been the better choice there. Oh, he's paying for it now.
Yeah. Oh dear, that's an elf gone. Lucifer won't care what elf it is. That's just one that he hasn't got to worry about.
Yeah. Anarian is just left basing everyone, and he's just paying for it.
This will be a pylon. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
There's another one. Right. Dirty player foul on the other war dancer now?
I think so.
You can
That's why we get dirty player, boys.
Yeah, I think I'd be going dirty player foul on the war dancer. Because it doesn't massively matter that it's stunned, because it's just cause a casualty. How many players has Zenarian got left? So he's got the super catcher, 1 there. He's got 4. He's got 4 elves and a tree. 4 elves and a tree.
This is edging towards Crucifer. That's a big step forward in the attrition war there.
Yeah, that is big.
One thing's for certain, we'll have more Blood Bowl because he should score it.
Yeah. Well, he's got to score at some point. The point of fouling a stun, normally you don't foul stuns. Someone's just called out in the chat there, because stunning a stun doesn't make any difference. But here, what you're looking for is a removal, and you can get a load of assists on that ward answer fairly easily.
The ward dance is the primary sacking threat as well, so yeah, that would be entirely reasonable.
Yeah. The only reason you might not choose to do this is the agility 5 catcher is probably arguably slightly more high value target. I say slightly more, is a higher target, high value target.
Can't reach him though.
But you can't get him.
Thinking ahead, I'm thinking 2-2 at full time.
Yep.
And
Agree.
then whoever wins the toss. If Anarian wins the toss, he's got a chance of a one-turner. It's not going to be easy, but he'll be in with a shot or a screen down the sideline and 2-turn score to win the golden goal. But at 2-2, when the whistle blows for full time, full end of normal time, it's massive who wins the toss to receive.
Yep. Yeah, because if Crucible receives, done.
Yeah, I would say so.
So this is a straight injury roll. 7+, he takes him off.
KO.
Yeah. Norian counts himself lucky it wasn't 8-10, not 10-8 on the injury and armor.
Yeah, honestly, it's good that he KO'd because he has a chance to get him back at least for the overtime play.
Yep. Game over, man. Game over.
It's stacking up against Narian at the second, but
Yeah.
it's not hopeless.
Honestly, as long as that one move touchdown man is alive, then Anarian still has a hope.
Yeah. So we've seen a catcher run away. The problem
Yeah.
I think here is that catcher can only run so far before the chorfs just spread out all over the middle of the pitch, and wherever it runs, it's going to get punched in the head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Andy, can you show the Elven casualty box?
Yeah, sure.
Robbo's asking. So the answer, Robbo, is just one, unfortunately, for the elves.
So we've got elves have taken 6 casualties in a KO, and they've dealt 1 casualty. Both players started with 11. Oh, and the tree falls down from a go for it.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
But again, that might have been for the better, right? Because now he can't pile on and mighty blow and claw.
Jimmy,
just-
when you use that phrase, I just get this picture of Vanilla Ice in his 5.0 Mustang. Baseball cap on backwards, headphones askew.
I didn't clock the first time that someone spoke to me in the chat who it was, and I've now clocked who Peppa Pig, but without calling it Peppa Pig, is. And it's someone I work with. I wouldn't ordinarily be quite as blatantly disrespectful to someone in the chat, but I know who it is now.
Well, that implies to me that he knows about stuff that's happened at work. So, which lesbian punched you in the face? Is the question on everyone's lips.
Now that begs the question. Yes.
Oh dear. No one. It's just an expression. Oh dear. Now he can't. He can't sidestep next to the Chorf, or the Chorf can pile on. So he's got 5 choices of where to go. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, Fen doing a thing precluded the pile on, so
Yeah. Oh, we're going to see a foul on the tree. See if he brought his chainsaw.
Brick's armor, at least.
I'll get to have another go at that next turn. Okay, so the elves have got 3 players to move.
Yeah.
Fail their first action, wow. Okay.
This is kind of why everybody's saying, oh, I want Anarian to win, because if Crucifer wins, this is kind of what you're going to see here. It's just going to be like, okay, he's pretty much pitch cleared the elves, and not much of a game here.
Tector, you could in Blood Bowl 1. I don't know whether the rules prevented it, but in Blood Bowl 1 you could. It's the same as if you sidestepped and fended next to someone when being frenzy blocked. They got the second block as well, which is annoying.
Hello, Andy. You all right, mate? I hope you haven't tuned out and missed what's been happening, Oddity, because there's been some real heart-in-mouth moments in this one.
Yeah, that touchback in the end of the first half just swung it entirely the way of a Crucifer comeback here. Definitely have a real shot at winning now.
The failed go for it by the sprint catcher, I think. Just earlier this drive, that also real kick in the teeth there for Anarian.
He just drove to London for 3 hours. You poor lamb. No one should ever have to drive to London for 3 hours. No one should have to drive to London.
Are you coming back now, or have you got to stay there for a bit? Now, what's Crucifer thinking about?
I don't know. Surely he's going to foul the tree again. So if you're going to foul the tree, then arguably it's worth going and sticking the ball. Get as many assists in there as possible. I'd want to see the Chorf, which is the dangerous one, charging forward and threatening as much of the pitch as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Ooh. So the dangerous one should go and walk, make a go for it and stand in the centre of the other half.
It appears that he's going to go for the lineman.
Yeah, I suppose the elves are more mobile.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. I'd have thought fouling the tree would have been the better of the 2 options, to be honest, though he's got a better chance of this working.
I think at this point, he's just on the adage of one less good wood elf on the pitch is a good one.
Oh, man, and indeed, one less wood elf on the pitch.
And sent off, but at this stage.
Well, that's beautiful for Anarian. Now he doesn't have to worry about the dirty player, but damage already pretty much done.
Yeah, he's only got three actual elves left now, and 1 was KO'd. So, it almost doesn't matter who receives here. Because bearing in mind, let's say the KO comes back and the KO then stands in your half to go and fetch the ball. You've got 1 to throw it to and another receiver.
Yeah, that's a good point. He'll have to put all 3 up on the line, and then nobody can get the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, he absolutely needs that KO to come back.
I think I read earlier in the Steam chat, somebody said, hey, you know what? Nobody's used to playing against agility teams. And I'm thinking to myself, have you played agility teams? This is kind of how it ends up a lot of the times. You end up with 2 or 3 guys left on the pitch, and there's no real hope of winning the game.
I think that was a bit worrying for Anarian there that the Supercatcher is now very blitzable. Though I suppose wherever he went, Booba the Bull could have had a go.
Yeah, he chose the lesser of the evils. He chose the Chaos Dwarf without the piling on, so...
Yeah. I'd say the Bull Centaur, I'm going to stand it in the opposite corner so you can't not score. Because while the chance is that you might not score, that's there. So move the ball.
Unbelievable, Jeff!
Go and put it somewhere safe. I don't know about agility being harder in the long run. Agility is like a candle that burns twice as hot and therefore normally lasts half as long. I would argue that Wood Elves are one of the easiest teams to start and go 4-5-0 with. They're just very difficult to go 20-0 with because they're liable to fall apart at any moment.
Begina and Wang Goblin, thank you for the follows, gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I think people just aren't used to seeing their guys fall apart like that because I've seen some coaches go from Bash to the agility and then they choose Wood Elves and then they're not prepared for the injuries coming their way. And
well, often Wood Elves will try and survive this by having more blodge, more wrestle, but obviously Anarian's team would take quite a lot of damage in the run up to this. Plus, all these piling on tackle, mighty blow chuffs are bad news for the Wood Elves generally. But it's fine margins, though. I mean, another couple of elves and Anarian's in with the shout of pulling this off. He's just a bit light on numbers now.
Yeah.
Jimmy says the agility teams don't get the odd 2 wins. Bash does. No, but they do get the 5 or 6 or 7-0 wins that where a Bash coach might only pick up 2s and 3s. 3s and 4s.
They level up more easily.
Yeah. And an elf with 16 points is a bloody nightmare.
He failed that go for it wrong.
Did he re-roll that? No, he didn't. No.
No, he got his sure feet, but now does he take the last one? It's a good thing he didn't.
What's the most...
no.
Oh, man.
Oh,
that's a big
no.
blow.
Okay. Right. So Crucible...
That's a big blow.
Yeah. Crucible walks this in. Don't foul the tree, everyone.
I think that's probably
now he's going to
isn't it?
have to put 3 guys up on the front line, if not just the 2. Oh man, this is even with the 1 turner now. It's nigh impossible.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Hey Nergis, how are we? We're just streaming the remains of a showpiece final, which is season 7 of Champ Ladder.
Okay, here's a crazy. Oh no, he can't do it. I was going to say 3 die uphill for the surf, but he's 1 square too far out.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not seeing a lot of light at the end of the tunnel here.
Very, very Nergis, yes, very. No, Anarian now would need to receive the ball and would need a touchback.
Yeah.
Or it to go out of bounds.
This is where kick really comes in handy, isn't it? I mean, it's just kick is so good at this point.
Oh boy. He'll re-roll that surely.
I'd eat it. Eat it. Because you might want the re-rolls for the next half. I think just eat it.
Wow, okay.
I would not re-roll that because you're hitting a blodge piece, so you're looking for 33% chance of knocking it down anyway, which isn't particularly great. And you want your re-rolls for next half. And you're going to get another shot at doing it again next turn anyway.
No, yeah, I suppose you're right. I don't know. I would have rerolled that. I would have been like, you know what? I want this guy down.
Okay.
Well, congrats to Crucifer. Equaliser.
That's the equaliser. That's 2-2.
No, I mean congratulations on the equaliser. Not that the game is totally done.
Okay. Don't you two say what happens on the kickoff, just in case you are ahead. Let's see what happens next.
I'm gonna time myself. I'm gonna count to 3 and then say something.
Okay. So dead and injured. Oh, he gets his KO back. So we've just seen the KO recovery. And
that's great.
Did Norian get to receive it? Doesn't. Yeah, Norian got to receive. Oh, hang on, no, this is the one turn. Sorry, this is Norian's shot at a one turner, isn't it? Before we get to see the second half.
He still has the bottom of the half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Typical gamer. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, 10-16.
The problem, amongst the problems, but one that springs to mind, and Aaron has here, is that with only 2 elves in the tree, nobody received the ball. They've got to all go on the scrimmage.
Yeah, I think we'll see nine chorfs spaced completely across the LOS. With stuff potentially sort of protecting in case we get multi-block from the tree. He's got to get a touchback.
Oh, even with a touchback, does that actually help?
Either that or a short kick. He needs that or a really short kick. And then... yeah.
No, I don't think it's possible. I think 4 players is the minimum you need for a one-turner. So I can't see how the hell you generate... You need to knock something into your catcher.
If it's a quick snap, he advances the catcher 1 pace, retrieves the ball with a war dancer, throws it at the catcher, and then runs the full 12 squares.
Yeah, so actually,
you
quick
one
snap. You want a quick snap. Quick snap or a riot, I suppose. And you want the ball to go out of bounds.
Well, what could possibly go wrong with that?
Yeah, hardly needs anything. This is almost done, isn't it? So
yeah, quick snap. It's all right.
So yeah, thanks everyone for joining. I'm glad you enjoyed Inarian winning. This is all done, isn't it? Really, nothing to see here. Move along.
Indeed.
Peppa Pig, we're talking about a riot. I know what your definition of a riot is.
Yeah, riot would help too. Yeah. Riot, quick snap.
Orange is going to blow him up, right? Okay, here we go. Nothing in that half. It's a quick snap! Oh my god, it's a quick snap! And it's a short kick! It's a short kick, quick snap.
And it's a short kick.
Oh my god! Right, so just for those of you who've not been paying attention, the catcher it's a 13 square pitch. The catcher is movement 9, but can also go 3 extra squares. So effectively his movement 12. Got given a free square of movement. So if I click on the catcher now.
Oh, it's got the hit. It's using multiple block
He's
as
using
well.
multiple block. Oh my god.
I was making fun of this, but this is crucial. I was making fun of multiple block on
1, 2,
trees.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He's got it. He's absolutely wide open now. This is going to be a 3 plus pass. He just needs to make the pass. Unbelievable. No, it's a 2 plus pass. To a 2 plus catch with catch.
Threes.
And make all the go for rolls. Anarian, if you pull this out of the hat, I quit. No, I can't quit. This is too good.
Oh, I'm going to hand the mic to you, VG. I think you'll talk us through this better than we will.
This right here, the war dancer is going to move there. Oh, he went for the go for roll for the 2 plus. Oh, he failed to catch, but that's okay. He's got catch. He's got just 3 go for rolls and a dodge, but can he actually make it? He's got tackle, but he does have to re-roll. So this is a thing here. Only a 1 in 36 can stop him now.
God, brave.
Oh, Anarian is just praying to whoever needs to pray. Here it comes. He got the dodge. He's going in there. Go full roll. He gets everything. Touchdown. And it's over.
Oh, wow. That gets a round of applause from me.
Oh, man.
Anarian has done it. He is your winner. 500 euros. I cannot believe it. He has won with just 3 elves. He won it with 4. He topped himself and won it with just 3 elves. What do you have to say to that, Andy?
Wow. I am stunned and speechless. Hopefully, Anarian and Crucible will actually join us in the chat. So if you hang around for a minute or two, we will get the reaction from the two coaches. Anarian, I know you're in the chat, so please come in and say whatever you want to say, really.
Anarian, don't even look at me anymore. Don't even look at me. I was thinking to myself, why the hell did he take multiple block on the tree as his last level up? And right there, it saves his ass.
Wow.
I thought the semi-final was insane.
Believe it. This is why everybody wanted Anarian to win right here. It's just, if he wins, it's going to be in fantastic display. And right there, oh wow, Anarian, the magician, pulls it out the hat again.
I've got to send a bucket of sympathy over to Crucifer that he'd done enough that was in the bag. Surely it was in the bag, and to have it snatched away at the last dying breath, that's heartbreaking, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've gotten 1-turn touchdowns and I've gotten scored against with 1-turn touchdowns, and it's just the worst possible thing. You just feel helpless watching that man walk all the way through, and oh man, he only failed that dodge, but he had the dodge. No, he didn't fail the dodge. He didn't fail anything.
Well, I mean, what was Nuffle's influence on this game? There was several moments where the axe fell, giving advantage to one player, and then it would happen the other way, and then back to the other, and then the other way, and the other way. And this, I mean, look, who didn't think this was done? I mean, surely 99% of the time, Crucifix tied this up.
We were saying it that, he's going to have to put all 3 guys up there, and he's going to need a quick snap, and he's going to need a short kick. How could that happen? And it did. It absolutely did.
Wow. Well, here we go. Sweden's national treasure and Season 8 Grand Champion, Anarian. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hello, guys. That was lucky.
Anarian, you beast. Don't even... That's it. I'm unsubscribing from your channel. I cannot...
well,
I'm not on the same level.
VG,
I'm not on the same level. I can't.
Well, it's Blood Bowl. It happens. This is not the craziest touchdown I've done, though. So I've done it before. But the thing is, his touchdown in the first half was more spectacular, in my opinion, dice-wise.
What we were speculating on as you were setting up for turn 16 was, well, wow, this is virtually impossible, isn't it? I mean, hypothetically, the only way this could possibly come out of the bag was if you got a quick snap, and if the kick was shallow, and if, and then one by one, these things happened, as if there was like a checklist of these things need to happen, and then the multiple block from the tree, just bang, bang.
Yeah, he won the game, I guess, in a way. Well, I'm also the catcher, of course, but I kind of started this playoff with a really crippled team. I started the playoff, the first round, I only had one War Dancer, and I had to level up one War Dancer during the playoff, and the team was in a mess. So this playoff was actually quite hard for me, because
you basically had nobody.
Yeah,
You were worse off than Andy's Chaos team.
in the beginning, yes. Yeah, but I think Andy he lost to Chaos Warrior in the first round, and and he got pretty trashed up against the dwarves, and then the Chaos Dwarves. So, this game was it's Blood Bowl. Anything can happen, and it proves the point that you should never give up, even though you get outbashed. I'm gonna enjoy playing Flings now in season 8. Of course, I'm gonna continue to coach my saviors because I enjoy them so much. Because you can pull this stunts off, and it's quite thrilling and entertaining to watch, even for me as I click it, because I think this is never gonna happen, and then it does, and you surprise yourself when you play elves and halflings as well. So it's quite enjoyable instead of the boring 2-1 grind with a bash team. I played a lot of Chaos 15 years ago, and I just ripped apart every team I faced. And actually, one guy at a league called OLBBL, he had a really nasty Chaos team. I think it was around 3,000 TV, and my newbie Chaos just got the wizard, the bribes, and I just killed off his Chaos team, and he quit playing in the league, and I didn't talk to him again ever. So that's kind of why I don't want to do that to people. So that's why I play Witties and Flings.
Wow, look at that.
Well, anyway, is Crucifer coming online, or is he too
no,
mad?
he's,
Maybe
he's decided he's not coming on, which is a shame.
okay.
But I can imagine why.
Yeah, well, as I said to Shattered Eyes in the previous game, in the semi, I kind of stole the win there, and I stole the win here as well. But that's what happens when you play against Wood Elves.
Yeah, indeed, it does. You got elfed. So.
Yeah.
Did you ever think this is done? I can't do it during that game.
No, not really. I still had 2 elves on the pitch for the overtime, and I had 2 rerolls. All I needed to do was get one player down, and hopefully he won't stun him, so I can stand him up and run down to the end zone and just score right away. That was my plan if it went to overtime, but I was very lucky here with the quick snap. But in the other hand, he was very lucky to score in the first half as well.
He was lucky to score in the first half, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it's Nuffle has done a fair job in this match.
Oh, it went both ways. I mean, that missed GFI kind of opened you up, spread a lot of injuries to your team. It just seemed like, oh god, this is the worst thing that could happen. Anytime you play an agility team with armor value 7, it's just, you see this so many times and you think, oh god, it's happening again. And it just seemed to just, how do you do this? I just don't understand. Game after game I watch it and it's just, how do you do this?
Well, it's a lot of experience, I guess. I've been playing Wood Elves since the early 90s. I think I got my miniatures back then. I got a Fling team and a Woody team that I painted. But I never play the tables off. I just play, on the computer for fun. It goes quicker. But it just comes down to experience, VG. I've played a lot, and
Indeed, yeah. it's just yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely elves do their elfy things, but man, it just somehow it just feels like, I've seen a lot of your games and I've casted it, and it's just that you always seem to just kind of find the right spot at the right moment and then just hit the gas and go. You just don't even look back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad that Crucifer is not joining, but I can understand him. I kind of stole that right under his nose.
He'll be feeling drained right now, but he's a good sport, Crucifer. So I'm certain he'll bounce back next season.
Yeah.
But that was a very, very entertaining game of Blood Bowl.
It was incredible. The fans want to know what you were playing next season. I know you've mentioned it, but just want to repeat what you're playing next season.
Next season, I'm gonna coach Woodies as usual, my saviors, and then I will introduce the Stunty Hot Dog Tellers. It's a halfling team.
So if both of them qualify, which one are you taking to the tournament?
Probably the Flings, just for the laugh of it, because
for the laughs.
Yeah.
I've already won it, guys. I'm just gonna do this for fun.
No, but it's a real challenge to coach Flings for obvious reason. It's the crappiest team in Blood Bowl, but they can do remarkable things, and that's what's fun. And you have a deep bench, which means you can do some dirty plays as well.
Well, we've just seen what you've done with only one tree, so Christ knows what you're going to do with three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like the three-man teams, Woodies and Flings. They're quite enjoyable. So, Andy, are you going to coach any stunties in LE?
We're going to do Chaos and we're going to do Vampire in the first season.
Okay. Vampires. I think the vampires are still buggy as heck, though.
Yeah, that's the only sort of thing is if vampires are a bit weird, it'll be Chaos, and then Zunk and I'll have a quick think about what else we'll do. But we're both quite excited about doing vampires, both from a fluff naming point of view, and also from just because I think they'll be fun to play.
Well, they're elegant, aren't they? It's Ferrero Rocher and Lieb Frau Milch afterwards, the height of sophistication.
Yeah. Well, they are fun to coach, the vampires.
Well, I really can't wait to see you play the halflings. I mean, if you are going to take them to the tournament, then even more fun
I will
things
give it
we're gonna watch.
unbelievable, Jeff. I will give it a shot because I play them. Well, I play Flings to win, of course, as I do any team I coach. But they are very enjoyable, and people kind of write them off as okay, it's an easy win. But then it's not. No, it's not. If they
got to deal with the halfling chef, 3 trees, possibly Zero, the undead slayer. I mean,
yeah, I'm not a fan of taking tree men.
Oh, you don't like Deep Root?
Yeah, well, unless you have 500k in inducement, then I take him. But otherwise, I rather preserve players or try to with extra apothecary and babes.
Oh,
and
yes.
of course the chef, because Flings are squishy. And you just focus on survive. To survive with Flings, it's quite enjoyable because they die when they fail going for it, or if they don't land.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I didn't count the 3. Oh, God. I was too excited.
That was spectacular. It really was.
It was spectacular.
I wish Crucifer was here just so we could give him a bit of empathy. That I don't think he did very much wrong there at all, and that was tight. That was a tight game.
Yeah, I think the only shot he had winning was to remove as many players as he did, of course. But then he kind of got nuffled in the last turn with a quick snap. But in hindsight, I kind of got nuffled in the turn 8, his turn 8, when he received a touchback, and that made it was quite easy for him to score,
right,
even though
get kick. It's so good. I know you get it, but just you didn't have a chance to get it. But
I usually don't get kick on the Witties.
Oh, okay.
And because it's the third skill on a lineman. First is block or wrestle and dodge, and the third skill is either kick, sidestep, or so on.
Yeah, none of them live that long though. Usually.
No, they die before that, usually. Well, anyway, thanks guys for streaming.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you for a spectacular final.
Yeah, it was elf bullshit.
Yeah, that was a game that was worthy of a final. Yeah, well played to both coaches, and congratulations.
Well played.
Well done, man.
Yeah, I thought I went into the game thinking I would lose, so I surprised myself again. I thought I was going to lose against Shattered Eyes as well, to be honest.
With you winning, that actually puts me above 50% on my predictions. So
oh,
VG,
congratulations!
That's
VG.
right, guys. I'm still prophetic. I can still call the games.
Well, Andy, do you remember what Mystic Zunk predicted the score to be?
3-2. Yeah, it was 3-2.
Oh,
yeah.
right again. Congrats, Zunk.
Thanks, man.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna log off. I got a splitting headache and I need to sleep. So good night, folks.
No worries.
Cheers,
Thank you for joining us. Good evening.
Bye-bye.
Any closing thoughts from either of you two gentlemen?
Well, what else can you say after that?